Fortunately, we don't reason like that. Anybody thinking that Igbo presidency 2023 will stop us? What we want is Biafra, and what we're going to get is Biafra.
Declare no election, no 2023 general election in Biafra land. This no election in Biafra land has been activated. We are going to make it a task that must be done by every Biafran. All measures will be put in place to make sure the adequate civil disobedience is implemented to stop the election in Biafra land.
No. What should I do? It's what we expect to happen. But I want our people to be very calm. I want Biafra land to be calm, and peaceful. Calm and very, very peaceful. We are fighting to defend our people, not to kill them. Yes. We are fighting to defend them. That's why I'm here. Yes. And we'll continue to do so until we get victory. Yes,
My people, good people of Biafra, lovers of freedom, great Biafrans, good and wonderful people God have ordained for this time, great workers of greatness, people who have decided to decimate the enemy of Biafra, people who are standing tall and strong for our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, people who are supporting the autopilot mood that is steering the alliance, the freedom, and the great cause to our freedom. Every one of you out there doing your bits, no matter how little and how great it is. Because whatever you are doing that sounds like a little is actually massive. That is why when Jesus talked about the one given 1 talent and the one given 10 talents, 5 talents and the one given 2 talents, there was an expectation from the man who had 1 talent. Because if he gets 100% from that 1 talent, he gets another 100% of the value of what he carries, which is of course of total. If I have 5 talents and you have 2 talents, or you have 2 talents, I have 5 talents, and then I have 2 talents, you have 5 talents, and we're able to maximize our talent in 100%. We're going to be on equal value because 5 in 100% is 10, and 2 in 100% is 4. So 100% is 100%. And that is why I'm appreciating every one of you who have decided to become an ambassador to the freedom and to write your name in the sands of time as part of those who are going to make this thing manifest and the freedom of our people to come to play. I want to appreciate you and I greet you from here. My name is Kelechi Ambrose and this is Biafra Global Network. And today we are going to be looking critically on strategic and very, 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 very crucial matters that are playing out this time. You know, these are interesting times. In fact, after the announcement of the acquittal and dismissing of the allegations against our leader on Thursday, so many things have been playing out. In fact, we have been able to begin to discover so many things. And now we are coming out to talk and speak straight and look into the eyes of so many people because we have to begin to put things in perspective. We have allowed things to roll the way they have been rolling, and people have been taking it for granted all this while, especially those ones who have decided to become betrayers, both in the legal team and and otherwise. I want to greet you all, and I want to say, please, as we begin this, Andrew, Orlando, thank you for joining, the first to type and to send a message. Thank you for joining. I didn't see you yesterday, but I know, of course, you might be busy, and so thank you for joining. And good afternoon from here too, and I greet you. And of course, you're greeting all Biafrans. All hail Biafra, yes, and all Biafrans. So thank you all for joining. My name is Kelechi, as I told you, Kelechi Ambrose, and your humble servant for the work of returning the restoration of Biafra, the one who is serving under Mazi, Nnamdi, Kanu, and also obeying the principles that the spokesperson of Biafra has determined and have designed under the auspices of Mazi, Nnamdi, Kanu. We are all working strongly and obeying every rule and every order at this particular time. Yes, Andrew, Orlando, we are going home soon, and very, 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 very soon. I tell you, very, very soon. Keep preaching it to everybody who needs to hear this, whether they like the good news or not. We are going home soon, and nobody can stop it. Whatever they do, that's it. You know, we always say this time, we say, cry us like a river. That's your business. You can scream, you can jump from one platform to the other where we are broadcasting or where we are typing, sending messages, and jump and scream like a frog, because all you can do is the noise of a frog. You can't do more than a frog. You can't do as a rat, because you're not even an e-rat. You are a frog. You are an e-frog, and all you can make is noise. You know, so you keep making the noise, and we are getting to our freedom, and you will join us into that freedom, and maybe you may not even join us. That is, it depends on the spirit, what they determine to do with you. Please, I want you to share this video right now on all your social media platforms so that people can comment and let's talk. We need to talk. Critical things we need to review. And also, please, I want you to like this video. Also like it. Don't just share it, also like it, and also subscribe to this channel, because all these things are important to actually send messages. When you like it, other people will get notification and they will join us. Victoria, thank you. Amaoku, I saw Amaoku. Yes, Amaoku, thank you for joining. Welcome, Comrade Kelechi. Thank you so much for joining. And Victoria, thank you for joining. God bless all Autopilot Media warriors. You people are the true disciples of truth. Yes, thank you very much. We accept that compliment, and we are grateful for that compliment. And we will always stand by the truth. That is the promise we have made to our conscience and to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is not by swearing of oath, but by the conscience that we carry. And that's why we have decided to do what we're doing. Amoku says the tougher the journey gets, the closer our destination becomes. Yes, because the toughness of every journey makes us or reveals the strength we carry. The reason why toughness comes is not to frustrate you, but it is to reveal what you carry. The reason why Pharaoh stopped Israel from going, because why God made Pharaoh stop Israel at the first, when Moses performed the first miracle, was for the power of Israel, or the God of Israel, to be revealed time by time, until it gets to the climax of the total revelation of the power of God. And of course, you know something, you know what God did critically in that situation? God actually allowed the expression of his power over everything that the Egyptians worshipped. Every miracle that Moses did, he did against the gods, every god that the Egyptians worshipped. So it was a fulfillment and a completion of the power of God being revealed. That is the same thing that is happening. Everything that is happening to us right now is revealing the totality of what God wants to prove through his power, to tell the Nigeria forces and the British forces that no matter what they think about themselves, they cannot do beyond what they can do, and everything they do is subject to the power of God. So thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining, and I want to appreciate every one of you. Now, straight to business. We are here now to discuss. Yesterday we talked about you joined us in the you were with us in the joint broadcast. If you were with us last night, we actually had Mazi Samanepa with us, and we appreciated him because it is by his precepts and by his effort and by what his consistency that we were able to apply the force of water that brought about the judgment of the Supreme Court and the appeal court. Now, I told you something yesterday, because the topic today is the comeback of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Biafra freedom, and the dirtiness of the game. The game has become more dirty. It is not as if it's actually not dirty, but the revelation of the dirt is coming out bit by bit, and you're about to see some things that will shock you. Let me tell you something. You have not seen any shocker yet. More things will come out. Some people that you think are in this thing, you will discover they are not in this thing. Some things that you see they are doing in the dark, you see them come to the open. Some of these things will show up, and it will be obvious that these people are actually fighting your freedom. The most important thing that could happen to a people is to have the ability to make the right decision. And the right decision is what puts you on the pedestrian of going to your destination. Because decision is equal to destination, especially decision that is on the template of right judgment. When decision is made on the template of right judgment, even in what you do in life, your private business, whatever you do, when your decision is based on right templates, right information, and right judgment, you will definitely achieve and get to the right destination. Because destination is only evident in the context of what you are determined to achieve. So that is what we want to achieve today. Autopiloted IPOB Warrior are best. Continue preaching the gospel of liberation. Thank you so much, Amalgo. Thank you so much for that compliment. And I appreciate you too for seeing all of these and what we're doing. You know, it's good when we see such kind of appreciations, you know, we actually work more. We are inspired. Because we're not here like the Nzama people who have been paid 2,000 rands or $2,000, whatever. It depends on the location they are, how much they are paid to do this job. You know, we're not like them who have been paid. We're not being paid. So the only thing we do is we do it with our resources. Everything you see us do here, we do with our resources. All autopilot media personnel work with their resources. I know how much data I spend. If you convert it in Naira, I am spending up to 100,000 Naira data every month. It sounds weird, but it's true. If I calculate the money in Naira and give to you, it is about 100,000 Naira every month. Not to talk about the things you need to buy, subscribing to the Restream, subscribing to other things. These things are cost money. So we are doing this thing because we love freedom, not because we want to buy. We're not Tampolo who is doing business. We are working for freedom. That is our focus. That is why your words of encouragement is very unique to us. And Godwin David said, "Good afternoon, my beloved brother. Keep up your good work." Thank you so much, Godwin. I'm grateful. You know, you make me happy by all of these. And of course, we are all happy, you know, and it makes us do what we're doing. We're putting up our face there so that we can work for Biafra. We are putting out, risking ourselves and risking our lives, not because we're giving any money, not because we want money, but because we want us all to be free. That is why we are doing what we are doing. So keep appreciating us. And the least you can do also is to go to this channel and subscribe to the channel and say, yes, I appreciate what you're doing. So I subscribe to your channel. And then you like every video that comes. You just like it. I like this video. And then you share on all social media platforms. That also is the encouragement, the little you can do. Because the little you do also will help other people. When you subscribe, when you like the video, when you forward to your social media platforms, other people get the message. And what you do is that you don't give them money, but you give them information that will help them better their lives and help them to go on to do what they are doing. Thank you so much. Water is the code. Yes, IPOB. Water is the code. That is this. We are no more using what you know is bigger than you. We now say IPOB. Water is the code. IPOB autopilot. Water is the code, because this is the time of water. Now you remember, it is less than 48 hours that Mazi Simon has given to the zoo. By this time tomorrow, after Sunday, they don't release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and bring him out to us to work and take him to Afarugu. By this, after Sunday, they will begin to have it in another level of water. We are determined. We are not joking. We're not jokers. We are people who want freedom, and we want it seriously. We want it seriously. Thank you so much, Mazi Kelechi Ndewo Machineke. Lolo, the lady. Thank you so much. I think it's the first time I'm seeing you here, but I appreciate you, Lolo, the lady. Wow. Thank you so much for joining. Also, and waterlizing, waterlizing is the code. Wow, I love this Iwe Felix. I love this concept. You know, we got to make it. We got to deal with them in all ways. And when you see our enemies see all of this, they need to get jealous. You know, they need to get jealous. We shall never let them to rest. Of course, we shall never let them to rest. That is why we are keeping our time and using our time right. We come here to talk, and we let them see what we're doing and let them know what we're doing. For every hard work, there is always a reward. Freedom of Biafra is our goal. Yes, because the hard work gives us the result, and when the result comes, it favors everybody. It is not what Tom Polo is doing, where he's working for his own pocket. You imagine 3% of funds. That is what this man decided to work for. 3%. That 3%, because it is huge, because it is going to go to him privately. It's going to him privately. He doesn't care about his people. He doesn't care about the Niger Deltans, as they call them. He doesn't care about them. He's concerned about his pocket. And that is how foolish, how myopic our people are. Greedy, selfish, rather than go for what, yesterday in the joint broadcast, I was saying something. We prefer, especially those ones who are benefiting from the system, they prefer to talk about the content rather than to talk about the subject. They prefer to talk about the object rather than the subject. So they talk about the sickness and the symptoms, but they don't talk about the source. What is causing this sickness? You are getting malaria every time, and you are talking about I have headache, I have body pain, I have this, and it is malaria. But you're not talking about how did I get this? I put myself in a vulnerable position where mosquitoes are biting me. So what I need to do is to spray the room. I spray the room and make sure mosquitoes don't bite me. But when I stay in the mosquito-infested area and then begin to complain about headache and pain and feeling feverish and begin to wonder why you're feeling feverish, that is stupidity. That is what our religious leaders are doing. That is what most of these politicians are doing. That is what these criminals are doing, because they want you to keep looking at the symptoms and the objects rather than looking at the subject. That is what we want to stop. Criminality must stop in Biafra land, and that is what we are determined to do. That is why Water Code have been designed. Well said. I will start sharing. Thank you so much, God. Good man, David. Thank you so much. I will appreciate it if you keep doing it. That's the least you can do for us. We're not collecting money from anybody, but this is the least you can do for us. Just subscribe, share, like the video, so that people, when you like it, people also get the notification. When you share it, they also want to watch and know what is going on around. That is the least you can do for them. You don't give them money, but in Biafra struggle, you give them information. When you share, you give them information. When you like this video, you help us to grow the audience too. And when you subscribe to this, you make our platform to be more popular and grow bigger. So that is the least you can do for us. We are not asking you to give us money. So please help us to do this. And Ebere. Okay, Ebere. Wow. Ndewo Mazi, thank you so much. Ebere, I appreciate you. I always find whenever you are here, you always drop a message. Thank you so much. And for Andrew Lando, keep the fire burning. Yes, so my brother will keep the fire burning. We will keep the fire burning. We're not joking. We are set. We will never relent. Yes, we will never relent. And let me look at this message. From Ibo Diego. Diego. Why am I finding it hard to pronounce this? Izogo. Okay, water for our enemies. Izogo. Oh, thank you so much for this message, my brother. Thank you. Why am I finding it hard to read that first? Maybe because I don't know how to read Igbo very well, even if I'm an Igbo man. Don't mind me. Sometimes when we have stayed away from our language, we begin to miss the language very well. We've become very confused. That's why we want our freedom, so that we will leave all these foreign things and go back to our land and begin to build ourselves and begin to educate ourselves better. Thank you so much. We will never relent. Yeah, so like, according to good man David, please like this video. Now we are going straight to what we're about to say today. We are looking at now, yes, on Thursday, you and I witnessed Machineke. Okay, one. Thank you so much. The one Nigeria bleaching cream barrister has actually destroyed himself completely on social media without knowing. I'm going to talk about that. That man is a mess. It's a disgrace. You see, when you see criminals, they will always situations. You see, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is about to come out, all these enemies must be revealed. They must be revealed. They must show up. They must be exposed. That is what the spirit does. You see, forget about this issue. Yes, we know you're a barrister. You're there for your own personal gains because you are gaining popularity. You're making money from it. Building your profile. And all of that. That doesn't make you a good man. You're only doing your professional job. But what makes you a good man is what you give to us, what we see you do. The scripture says that God told this man, and he told Samuel in the book of Samuel, 1 Samuel, he said, man looks on the outward appearance, but God looks in the heart. That's where we see. It is what we see, we believe. What you do is what I believe that you are. The same thing, what I do is what you believe that I am. You know, so we are able to. That is why sometimes people try to pretend about what they do, but there's definitely to reveal itself as time goes on. So there's no way you can hide it. What Barrister Ejiofor came to do, my God, it's there. See, every sensible Biafra will see that, you know, we have been keeping him quiet. We just want to pretend, you know, he's a barrister. Let's allow him to do his work. When he appeared on one platform and granted interview, he was blabbing, saying that I'll tell you, I know you do very well. You know, I can vouch for him. I can tell you, he is the one. He guarantees the sacked, the defunct DOS members. He is definitely in tune with them. He guarantees them. Biafrans should know what I'm telling you is the truth. He was trying to validate them because they are his partners in crime. He cannot go against them no matter what they do. You know why? There are secrets they know about him. There are some criminal secrets they have done together. So he cannot expose them. If he does, they will come after him. So he would always play the game with them. That is why he did what he did. So we have been keeping him quiet, but this time around, we decided we're not going to keep him quiet. Just like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu didn't keep quiet on Tony Nnamdi. When Tony Nnamdi came with this issue of manipulation, One Nigeria, Lower Nigeria Congress, or whatever they call it, and all this stuff and all of that and all of this shenanigans, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came and said it publicly. He said Simon Ekpa decimated him with facts. You're coming to tell him about One Nigeria. You're coming to tell him, a child of Biafra, about One Nigeria. And here is a barrister who is supposed to protect the interest of what he represents. He's coming to create a cabal, a political cabal. Look at the political statement. Intentionally, deliberately planned. He sat in his office and was granting an interview and telling them, congratulating the people who work against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the people who are working against him. Now, let me ask you a simple question. I want people to answer this question. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said that Simon Ekpa is doing a great job, ask yourself, what job was he doing as at that time that he's not doing now? Now, ask yourself the question. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu also mentioned other people alongside with Mazi Simon Ekpa, that they are doing what you should listen to them. Ask yourself and listen to them today, whether what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu commended them for doing then is what they are still doing. The only person who is doing what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu commended him for and doing it according to the order of the principle that is now evident, which is the dragon stage or the water stage, the stage of the dragon flag has been raised. The only person who is maintaining that precept and that concept is Mazi Simon Ekpa. That's the only person who's maintaining that precept. So if you talk about principles, you must understand the foundational base of principles. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was commending Simon Ekpa because he was based on the fundamental principles of what he actually believed that we are pursuing. Mazi Simon Ekpa believed in the principle that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu holds tenaciously, holds dearly, that is dear to him. He said when it got to the time of Mazi Simon Ekpa, when he was commending other people, when it got to Simon Ekpa, he took time to say he is doing a great job and you must listen to him. He is bringing a new dimension. He commended others. He didn't say they are bringing a new dimension because he understood them. He knows that they are just there doing what they're doing. But he now said, this man is bringing a new dimension. What is a new dimension? A new dimension simply means that a strategy on a previous template or on a static template or on a foundational template that is designed in a way and uniquely designed like an innovation to actually bring about the principle or the ideology that is already spelled out in the beginning. So when a new dimension comes, it uses the concept of what is expected to be achieved, of the purpose of what is supposed to be achieved, to actually design a template or a better way of achieving that same thing. That is what new dimension means. Igwe Felix, welcome. Thank you for joining. Tompolo is just being foolish, giving you 3% for what belongs to you. But I'm so happy that that no region is willing to work with him. I believe when the heat will come, his brain will be reset. Now, funny enough, the truth about Tompolo matter is this: the 3% is not even for the people. It is for him to now give stipends to the people he will now employ, which he wants to now tell the people who own this thing. He wants to now employ them with 3%. Now you can imagine how wicked and how stupid these people are. Now, from what is yours, that it belongs to everybody, When we say yours, doesn't mean that it belongs to him. From what is everybody's stuff, he now decides to do an agreement telling them to stay and keep what belongs to the people and give him 3% so that only him will have a percentage of the total percentage of what belongs to everybody. Now, in that 3%, he will now go to the people whom they have deprived of what belongs to them. He will now begin to employ their touts, those ones who are very hungry, those ones who are looking for means of making money anyhow. He will now look for them and begin to give them stipends from that 3%. And then those ones will now begin to constitute nuisance towards the totality of the people. Oh my God, these people are crazy. These people are crazy and very annoying. Ndewo Mazi Kelechi, thank you so much, Ms. Moran Hanks. I've been looking forward to your message. I'm grateful that it has come. Good afternoon, Biafrans. Okay, Biafrans, she's greeting and she's saluting. She's a vibrant member and of the great, the great one. She's doing marvelously on the field. Mrs. Moran Hanks, she's doing marvelously on the field. Of course, a member of the Umada, and also a strong IPOB autopilot and pusher. She's one of the strong people doing things, wonders in the system. So we have her here also. Okenwa Mwachineke. He said, if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu comes out and continues. No, don't say if, say when. Because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is coming out. Say when. Don't say if. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is coming out. He's going to come out, whether they like it or not. And we're going to be talking more on that today, because when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu comes out and continue with this bunch of criminals in the US, Biafrans will abandon him completely and know that he is compromised. That's the fact on ground. Biafrans are fools. Now, let me tell you something. Watching it. Let me tell you something. The truth about it is that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cannot continue with them. That's the truth. Do you know why? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu himself represents an ideology, and he actually has lost so much based on this fact. The reason why he is still in that place and it has to go to the court and the pressure out externally is because he's still maintaining and strongly holding on to what he believes, the ideology and the culture of what we're expecting. That is why he has been there. If he had compromised, they would have released him a long time ago. But because he has not compromised, they would definitely keep him there, and the people will have to put pressure on them. That is why the pressure we're putting on them. Andrew Orlando, hit this. Yes, hit this like, please. Hit the like button as you watch, and also share on all your social media platforms. As I told you, that's the least you can do for us. We are not collecting money to do like those Zama people. We are only doing the work from our pocket. I tell you, I use over 100,000 naira every month for buying data and downloading videos and all the things I do. Because you must seek for information, you must browse and all of that. Over 100,000 every month. So we are working hard. So all you can do, the least you can do, is to share this video. Also subscribe to this channel, and at the same time share the video to other people, and then like the video, so that it will be an encouragement to us as we work. So now, I was saying something. Now, according to what Mwachineke said, is it Mwachineke? Yes, Mwachineke said, talking about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu changing and to go according to what they said. No, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cannot. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has lost his father, his mother, his relatives, his strong men, people like Ikonso, has lost so much, and he cannot trade that for cheap people like all these idiots. No, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is smarter than that. Even if they go diabolic. Now, I want to tell you something. I want to make you Biafrans understand something. I told you something about the topic says it's going very dirty. Let me tell you, there's serious diabolic game going on. Now, the manipulation that you saw Mazi's, the lawyer come to do, the manipulation that he is trying to mold the people's mind based on the manipulation they are doing both spiritually and physically. They are manipulating Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They want to manipulate him. So they want to set a pace out there, an impression out there, to make it look like these people have been doing marvelously well. The reason why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is coming out is because of people like Ikenga and all these people who actually have tried to destroy the whole system. So he wants to give a public impression, so that when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu comes and sees that public impression, based on the fact that he has been able to go to the dungeon to try to manipulate the mind of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to believe in him and anything he tells him. Because I tell you, Barrister Ejiofor has been feeding him with wrong information. He has been feeding him with wrong information. So what he comes to do now is that he wants to prepare the minds of Biafrans. And because, of course, you know that we try to play safe. We just want to be nice to him. He doesn't appreciate that. All this while he's been talking, we just try to be nice. He does the wrong, we try to be nice. Simon Ekpa tried to be nice. Simon Ekpa tried to just, he's the barrister, don't talk against him, just leave him. He now went to the climax after the effort of the water and the autopilot, doing all that we could do, put pressure with sit at home and everything. They decide to give a judgment. Now, after giving the judgment, he now wants to now politically drag that judgment to mean or to favor those people who actually are fighting against it at home, fighting against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu not coming out, and using Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's incarceration as a means of enriching themselves. Barrister Ejiofor hates Simon. I don't know why. Simon never attacked Ejiofor for one day. Do you know why? Ejiofor is part of the criminality. Leave this issue of the Nigeria state came to attack his house and all that. If we go into all those things, there are so many dirty things involved. Forget all those stuff. We know his criminality. So all these ones he's doing, let him go, let him come and let him take us to court. He's a lawyer. He knows what he's doing. He hates Simon Ekpa. He cannot work with Simon Ekpa because Simon Ekpa will not favor him. Simon Ekpa is stopping the criminality going on, which his people, the cabal he belongs with, those people, those Edozium and Co., they are all in one cabal. They are doing their businesses. So if Simon Ekpa, if he supports Simon Ekpa, he's not going to gain from these guys. These guys are going to come after him and they will reveal some things they know they do together. They will just, come dirty in public. He doesn't want that. He wants to retain his business. He wants to continue what he's doing. He wants to continue, to do the things he's doing with them and all of that and enjoy the loot. That's what he wants. So he cannot go against them, even if he knows that what they are doing is wrong. But to preserve them in the clique, so that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will come out and still endorse them, so that the criminality will continue. Because it is they that will endorse to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that, keep Ejiofor, keep him. He's doing great. Because that is why he wants to still preserve them before Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Before Mazi Nnamdi Kanu comes out, he wants to give an impression that so that the public will buy the impression. When the public buys the impression, when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu comes out, he will hear from the public, you and I, and feel that these people are actually, since Barrister Ejiofor said it, they might be doing something right. So now giving us an impression, to give an impression to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that we still endorse these guys to stay. Then he will now still be enjoying the thieving and the criminality they do together. That is the purpose of all of those shenanigans, my people. That is the purpose of all of those shenanigans. Somebody was saying yesterday, we were having an argument yesterday, and some people were saying that, we don't need to talk about Barrister Ejiofor. Let me tell you something. Do you know why we need to talk about that? That is why Mazi Simon Ekpa talked about it. You know why? When issues get complicated, you have to be sensitive to the complicated matters, especially based on time and the disposition of that matter. Now, when things happen, there's something that will happen now. You don't need to talk about it now, but it depends on when it happens. When it happens also will determine, especially when you know the motive of that. Now, let me tell you, the motive here is this. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is about to come out, which he must come out very soon. Now, to validate a particular order, he needs to come out publicly to the press. It was deliberate. That thing was deliberate. So that thing he did like a vote of thanks, it's a deliberate, pattern. What did one say? I believe Mazi Nnamdi Kanu can never ever unite with this bunch of criminals in the US. He can only play smart with them and grab his Radio Biafra back from his saboteurs and dump them out to hell. Even with the issue of the Radio Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu does not. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu can always get it back. So it cannot be the purpose of trying to play smart or all of that. It's not going to be because of Radio Biafra. Radio Biafra, whatever he wants to do right now, in fact, by coming out, he will come to understand that getting a radio platform to broadcast is not as expensive as these people made him to believe. Do you know how much they were collecting to buy a transmitter or to circulate transmitters? That we now told you that Mazi Simon Ekpa told you now that one transmitter costs about $2,000 or so, $2,000 or so, to fix a transmitter. How much were these people collecting for that? How much were they collecting? They were collecting hundreds and thousands of dollars for transmitters, for one transmitter. That is why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu spent so much on transmitters, yet you cannot see this thing circulate in Biafra land. The money Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have spent for transmitters would have combed the whole of the zoo with transmitters 2 times. So that is, see, they want to endorse this criminality because when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu comes out, he's going to be plain. He has sacrificed so much to come to pretend because of anybody. If he could look to allow things to happen to the point that he lost his mother and his father, who is Ikenga? Who is Chike Dozie? Who are those people? He brought them into the system. He validated them. He gave them what they are today. You think he doesn't know who Muhammad Abbas is? You think he doesn't know who Chike Dozie is? He knows who these people are. So for the fact that he has been quiet all this while does not mean he didn't know what he was doing. But now, let me tell you something. If you understand Mazi Nnamdi Kanu very well, you discover that when he raised that dragon flag and the ESN was established, you will discover that his language changed. And when his language changed, what happened? Ejiofor hates Simon Ekpa. Yes, we know that. And it doesn't matter. He does his business. He hates him. He does his business. He hates himself. You know, when you hate Simon Ekpa, you hate yourself. Because Simon Ekpa represents your freedom. So if you hate him, you hate yourself. Ejiofor wants the status quo to continue so that you can be having, you know that lawyers enjoy trouble. That's where they make their monies. When Nigeria continues like this, he makes money. Because people will be fighting each other. People will be going to court. He will be making money. But when Biafra comes, less dispute. The disputes will not even be as deep as the one that will bring corrupt money. Because in a corrupt system, the kind of money that circulates to lawyers are corrupt money. And corrupt money is always more than the real money. You people should understand this. Corrupt money is more. It pays more when corruption is involved in criminal cases. They pay more to defend corruption. So people like Barrister Ejiofor want that corruption to continue. That is why he wants to endorse these people. So that when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu comes, because he has said so, they will now take it to mean, okay, he will now say, okay, because of Barrister Ejiofor, let me keep these people. That is what they are trying to do. Wisdom Alvin, you say fools. Yes, they are fools. That is what he's trying to do. Fools talking. I don't know what you mean by fools talking anyways. But if you are talking about what we're saying, or you're talking about those people who are talking, I don't know. So you make us understand what you're trying to say. You say Biafra must come with or without Ejiofor. He hates. Ejiofor is not fighting for Biafra. He's fighting for his own business and his rackets. Remember one video I played yesterday, the woman talking about rackets, a global racket. They have rackets everywhere. He hates Mazi Nnamdi because he sees him as a stumbling block for their evil plans. He sees him as a stumbling block to the monies he steals from IPOB. The monies he makes from IPOB. If Mazi Nnamdi is able to restore Biafra, how would he be able to get money from court cases that Biafra is instituting everywhere? It is massive business for him. Do you know that everybody who is kidnapped, it is Barrister Ejiofor? That anybody who is arrested, it is Barrister Ejiofor. So all these things will warrant money. They want bail here. They want money for here. They want money for logistics. They want money for this particular thing. They will not come to tell you they are charging, but the money they are collecting is more than what they charge. So this IPOB continuing as a pressure group, because that's where they want it to be. They want it to continue as a pressure group so that issues will be coming out continuously from it. People will be arrested, people will be kidnapped, people will do this and all of that. The Nigerian government will keep kidnapping people and arresting people and fighting people, and then they will be instituting court cases and bringing up things to the court and telling them to release this person, file a particular case. All these things, money is going. So as the people keep contributing, they are using the money to fund all of these things. That is where they make their monies. So he's not fighting for Biafra. He actually wants the system, the status quo, to continue so that he can continue to make the money he's making in the way he's making them. That is it. That is it. Jogware, I saw you yesterday, Margaret say Jogware. And there's something you said yesterday that I'm trying to remember. Oh my God, I forgot. Anyways, okay, you said that Mazi Simon, you didn't speak before Mazi Simon left. Sorry about that. He needed to go so that he could start his own broadcast. He needed to talk to the people yesterday. And of course, you heard what he spoke. He actually made some serious points yesterday. He needed to go. That was why, he left. Anyways, it was not deliberate to actually stop you from talking with him, but all the same, he got your message. And of course, he saw what we were doing. So he knows that you're actually greeting him. Good day, Mazi, but the game is over. Sorry for him. Yes, he has actually made now. We are now all out for him. We have been keeping him quiet because we want to be nice to him, but he doesn't like. See, when you try to be nice to a criminal, you are worsening the situation. That is why, because we have been nice to all these saboteurs within us in Biafra, and they are constituted more reasons. What makes Muhammad Abbas and Chikodozim and all their team and their e-frogs to work with the politicians, that Soludo will come and say they are now repentant, they are now working with us. Why? Because we have been condoning them, we have been allowing them to go. That is why they are doing all they are doing. Andrew Orlando, if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu comments good in DOS, I will unfollow all Biafra social. You don't need all of that, my brother. We are Biafrans. You are a Biafran. You can't deny yourself. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, let's just assume that he comes to say that, we will sit him down and tell him the right thing. He is not daft. He's smart. Don't you know Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Unless you don't know him. Somebody who said that, kill me, any day I deviate, kill me. You think he's joking? Or you think he doesn't know what he's saying? In fact, he said when he dies, in fact, they should kill him for it. When he dies, it will come faster. Biafra will come faster. He knows. Didn't you listen to the broadcast he made before that? He said the next 2 weeks will be pivotal. He said, you think he didn't know what was happening? But he knew that he needs to sacrifice himself for something. Any freedom fighter who does not think of sacrificing themselves, then know that that person is not actually worth it. True freedom fighters think of the sacrifice. They think of the sacrifice. Good evening, Mazi. Edith Nedu, thank you for joining. I appreciate you for coming, Edith Nedu. The people, according to Machineke, the only people that hate Mazi Simon Epa are the people that hate the truth. But Biafrans are wise and they actually follow the truth, that the glory and weapon that Mazi Epa have. Yes, so of course, the only true people who are of truth. One critical thing that Jesus actually talked about at Marvel Pilate when he was about to be killed. Pilate was saying all that he was saying all he was saying. Jesus was talking about the truth. And Pilate got so curious. He said to him, what is the truth? And Jesus never said anything anymore. Because you cannot always discuss the truth to the fullest. Truth is significantly universal, and truth is significantly fundamental. It is truth that created the world and the globe. So you can't discuss it and analyze it in the full. So when Pilate was asking him, what is truth? He just kept quiet. Because what is even sustaining Pilate is truth. Because what Christ came for is truth. He came to restore, to restore humanity. So he fundamentally came for the purpose of truth. But Pilate will not understand it in that context. But he needed to keep Pilate quiet, because Pilate will not understand it when he actually expresses what he expresses. And Pilate could not even see through what Jesus actually said, that if I wanted to be free, I know how to call angels. You have no power to crucify me. That's the truth. And Pilate never saw it beyond just that statement. Pilate was asking, what is the truth? And Jesus didn't say anything. The Bible says he never spoke. You know why? He doesn't need to speak. Truth speaks for itself, and he is truth. So seeing the process of the cross and everything later made Pilate to understand that, yes, this is true. He is truly the Christ. Jesus didn't need to say it. So, what we're saying is this. Barrister Jofo and Co., they are only going to sink because they have exposed themselves. Wisdom Alvin, he says, so if not Ejofo, who will be representing Menike? You autopilots are demented brains. You can imagine Wisdom. You see, I told you about these e-frogs. Look at his message. I told you they are e-frogs. They don't have sense. Frogs don't have sense. They are not e-rats. They are e-frogs. You know why? Because all they do is look for a place where they will jump. You know how frogs hop? You just hop into a place that is not their business. It doesn't concern them. They just hop there and start making some funny noise or irritating noise. Look at the noise he's making. He's not a big fool. They can't destroy the system, but yet they keep making noise. Rats can destroy things. I told you yesterday. I said rats you call them e-rats. You are giving them credence, because rats can go and destroy documents and destroy your certificate and all of that. But frogs cannot. Frogs will only hop. He just hopped into my broadcast now, hopped into my channel and started talking rubbish. So Wisdom, we understand you as an e-frog and we'll treat you as sane. Keep on. You have designed a kind of brain on your comments that represents your mindset. So we are here to educate you anyways. I won't block you so that you can learn, and we'll always display such messages so that people can see how demented some people. Look at himself, calling himself Wisdom, and yet he's behaving like a frog. What wisdom does a frog have? A frog doesn't have wisdom. A frog just jumps everywhere and look for where there's water and want to corrupt the water and begin to make unnecessary noise. So he has done his job as a frog. So let's appreciate him on that level of being an e-frog, and let him continue in that froggy business, froggy ministry. Continue your froggy ministry, Wisdom. You are free to continue. I see more of your messages. Maybe I'll read them later. And continue your froggy ministry. We appreciate you on that. Anytime you learn and you get to become the true wisdom that you're supposed to be, which your name is branded, and you can now be saved from what we are preaching. But for now, you are an e-frogs. Continue. Ikenga was making mouth yesterday that MNK comes, he will use silence to kill Simon. If it's not happened, if it's not happened, he is not IPOB member. Don't mind that idiot, Ebere. Ebere, don't mind that. Ikenga is not significant to us. Ikenga is just a ranter. He's just a noise maker. We always that's why when we were actually broadcasting the other day in the joint broadcast, we were really pissed. We didn't actually want to play his video and all of that because we don't play videos of such kinds of people. Look at wisdom. So the money that someone is raising for long, what has he been using it for? To buy guns for criminals to kill our people, idiots. Look at who he's talking about, his people. How can an e-frog be talking about? Are we part of frogs? We're not in frog family. This is not a frog platform. This is not platform for frogs. So your people, go and meet your frog, your co-frogs. You can know whether why do we need a gun to kill a frog? We don't need guns to kill frogs. Like you. Wisdom, Alvin, you can go where you can go and make your noise. Your noise is just irritating. It doesn't change anything what we're doing. It doesn't change the autopilot mode. It doesn't change the fact that we're using sit at home to shake the zoo. It doesn't change the fact that Jofor is actually compromised. It doesn't change. We reason. We are not frogs. Frogs don't reason. So we reason. We are humans. We have the faculty of reasoning. Fundamental. Don't you see the way I speak wisdom? I speak for I reason. So I can't join words with you as a frog. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is directly telling Biafra 1Q. It's indirectly telling Biafra 1Q. Okay, I understand what you're trying to say. That's indirectly speaking to Biafrans. Anyways, Nedu, let me also post. I just want to get people's messages here so we can understand what he's saying. Good afternoon, Mazi. Edith, Nedu, good afternoon too. Thank you for joining. I've been looking forward to seeing your message, and thank God I've seen your message initially. This is the second one you've sent, so this guy is not making sense at all. How would you know that I'm making sense, Alvin? Wisdom. You are here as a frog. Frogs don't reason. Frogs don't reason, so you don't need to see sense. So how can a frog know what is sensible and what is not sensible? So frog, e-frog, continue. Ugochi Judith, thank you for joining. Greetings, Kelechi. Thank you so much. I'm grateful, Ugochi. Good to have you here. And also we have John. Okay, a very I don't know what John is saying, anyways. But John, you know what you're saying. Who is paying a job for? Look at wisdom. Look at people who don't have sense, and he's calling himself wisdom. Look at him, foolish Simon. Don't leave you. See what e-frog. You just jump around and make noise. Nobody should even tag him and say anything. He's an e-frog. Allow e-frogs to make noise. It's your Nigeria brain. You think Ejiofor is the only lawyer in Biafra land? Sorry. Good man, leave e-frog. He's an e-frog. He has to jump into this platform and make noise. You know what frogs do? They just jump and make noise. You will just be hearing the noise. You just take stone, throw them down, get out from this place. With some someone run, go where? Your house, Mumu. You don't already classify him as Mumu, so let's leave him on that level. He's an e-frog. We like them. Let them. They always spice up what we do. Because frogs have a way of spicing the environment, even if they don't make any significance to us. Sometimes we even think of killing them and eating. Some people say they don't eat frogs, but there are people who eat frogs. I think our houses eat frogs also. I think it's the Fulanis that eat frogs. Am I correct? I'm trying to remember now because I know. There was a time I saw. Yeah, I think Fulani. So they have this one is big. He's their meat. Wisdom is a meat to the Fulanis. They eat frogs, so no wonder he's supporting their brain. This one is answering wisdom, but as foolish as Ugochi. He's an e-frog, if he has to do the things that will favor his masters. Everything happening in the zoo is just as corrupt as hell. A jungle that is being considered as a country. Mad people everywhere. Yeah, so there are all mad people everywhere. The jungle, frogs are part of the jungle. So we have some frogs here making some noise. Madam Maureen talks about the e-frogs too. You are a fool with the mouth and borrow sense. He can't get sense. How can frog have sense? Frogs don't have access to sense. So the Biafra story is a massive business to some of our people. Yes, they're making money from it, making serious money from it. And let me read this order so that I can at least finish. Before I go on with what I'm talking about, let me read some of your messages. They are irrelevant. We continue. Yes, so they are, my brother Andrew. They're relevant. And this bleaching cream barrister, the way he bleach, honestly, well, that's not my business, that's his personal business anyways, but that tells you that when a man begins to go into bleaching, sometimes there's something wrong with his brain. You can imagine a man who sees boldly, he knows Biafrans know the truth, and yet One thing you should understand about criminals is this: their reasoning stop at a point. They cannot analyze situations very well. In fact, at the point of trying to express their stupidity in the sense of what they call wisdom, they become more foolish. You can imagine Barrister for coming out loud to tell Biafrans to congratulate. That means he doesn't even know what is happening. He's lost. But anyways, he knows what is happening. He thinks that his position as the barrister, we all respect him whenever he sends a post and write all those episodes, indefatigable leader, blah blah blah. Just say all this, the same stereotype way of messaging. All these things when he sends them. When he sends them now, we will now, buy it. We always start by, oh, you're doing a great job. He thinks that because of that, he can always say rubbish, and then we will now commend him. So he wanted to use that as an influence over our minds. He thought that over time he has been able to use all those messages he sends when he goes to see Mazi and Kanu. He has been able to use those messages to actually brainwash us to see him as very significant. So he thinks that we hold him to a point of significance that when whatever he says now goes, we will not question him. Just like some people are not questioning the Nzama people and the E-frogs. So that's what he's thinking. So now he now comes with the narrative, endorses them as if it's one of those things. I want to congratulate these people. I want to do blah blah blah, trying to endorse them. In a way like it's a closing remark of his interview. So he wants to actually get us to buy that idea because he thinks he has brainwashed us. But we're smarter than him, we're wiser than him, and we're now coming all out to tell him now that he's a criminal. He's a criminal. Let him take us to court. Let him take this. Send this video to him. Let him take me to court. Let him say, how did I become a criminal? We will prove to him that he's a criminal. He wants Biafra to continue, IPOB to continue as a pressure group, a political pressure group, where we'll be fighting. We'll be saying we'll be protesting every time. 1 million march, 10 million march, we'll rally, buy cloth, buy cap, buy this, buy t-shirts, buy flag, do this, just rally, so that they will be collecting money and spending it on frivolities. That's where they want it to stop, so that the Nigerian government will not come kidnap a Biafran. He will now go to court, file a case, then the money will come out. He will use the money to prosecute the case and all of that. Just that system making money. Thieves everywhere. This bleaching cream barrister is actually planning a dirty game to control the direction of Mazi and Kanu as soon as he comes out. Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's setting a template. So he gives it first to the media publishes it. He sponsors other media houses to publish it. The E-frogs will also publish it. Then when Mazi and Kanu comes out, say, oh, wow, so Kenya and Co have been doing the job. They've been doing a great job in my absence. And and all of that. They have been doing a great job. Muhammad Abbas, all of them, they have been doing a great job. He wants to give a particular template, change the narrative to the favor of those who have worked against the cause, whereas it is the autopilot mode that actually brought about this judgment of the appeal court. EPA has the key to open the door to freedom. Yes, that's it. So you can see what the kind of dirty games they are playing. Please, when you see that frog message, just skip. Yes, I will skip it. I won't actually click it again. I'll just skip that message. Good afternoon, Mrs. Adaza, and thank you for joining. I guess you're not at work today anyways. I guess you're not at work. Thank you for joining. Anytime, you're always here. I'm grateful. My brother, good man, I'll jump the E-frog. I'll not comment about him. Ejiofor has been compromised all this while. Yes, he has been, and he's pretending to be working in favor of our leader. Common cloth and a spectacle he can't get for our leader. Shame. Gochi, thank you so much for that. He's just a shame. Dirty. You would think they're intelligent because they learned. In court, when you are learning, when you go to law, go to study law, there's some terminologies you must put in your head. There's some things they have written. They're static. I remember when I was doing the course. What is the course now? And one course I've gotten the course that has to do with law. When I was studying, trying to get ourselves studying the zoo, thinking we are getting a better university and we want to get a university degree. Studying, not knowing that we are just learning rubbish. There's this course they call it when we started in year one. Call it is it 10? So I have forgotten the number of that course. It's law. There's some terminologies they have aligned. When you come, you must cram them the way they are. In fact, that's our handout. The handout we have. This our law teacher or lecturer has crammed them. That handout is over 40 pages or so. Do you know that every word in that handout, this man has them in his brain? When he comes, he's just reciting. He's not looking at the handout. We are looking at the handout. He's just reciting them. That's how he teaches us. He'll just be reciting them to us. Everything in the handout is in his brain. That's how they learn. That's what Barrister Jofford and co do. They just learn some things, cram some things, they come out and begin to dish it out. You say, wow, wow, wow. Erudite and stuff. Which erudite? They just go and they constitute nuisance. How can you come out and endorse criminals? That's obviously everybody knows they are criminals. That tells you that he's not even smart. He's not wise. I have to talk. You know, I don't attack people. If you observe my programs, I don't attack people. I just teach the right and expose the thing I need to expose and go straight to point. You know, and all of that. That's what I do. But this one, we must tell him who he is. This name is good, I swear. E-frog. Grace, not true. E-frogs. Rats, they spoil things now. E-frogs cannot spoil anything. So if we are calling them E-rats, we are giving them credence. We are giving them grace to believe that they have what they have potent. They have something to destroy. But what we're doing, they can't destroy it. So they are not E-rats, they are E-frogs. Because they can't destroy what we are doing. They can't destroy what we are doing. You know? Igba Ogidi. Okay, Agba Ogidi. Agba Ogidi. Sorry if I didn't pronounce it well. You know, Agba. I know Agba is Yoruba. I don't know whether this is Yoruba stuff. Agba Ogidi. Agba Ogidi. Okay, maybe I pronounced it well, maybe I did it. I'm sorry if I pronounced wrong. If Mazi Nnamdi come out and continue with these criminals deals, Autopilot will abandon him. We're not going to abandon him. He has suffered enough. We are going to make him see reasons because they have dished him with so many information that are corrupt. So we are going to definitely get him to understand. And he is sensible. Mazi Nnamdi is smart. Let's not worry about us. Let's not worry ourselves about that stuff. He's going to come out strongly and he's going to get to know the things that happen. The release of Mazi Kanu is both the effort of the legal team and the activities of Autopilot. They think Biafra will be restored only by going to court. The Monday sit at home makes a huge impact. Yes, you are right, my brother Charles. It is the collection, you know. But the truth about it is that the Nigeria system could manipulate the court process for eternity. That is where the sit at home and the water program now came to actually significantly influence it. What it did is this: whatever they do, they will consider the effect. They will consider our reaction. So the best thing for them is to now quickly do a judgment that they will want to use to manipulate us. If you listen to the broadcast I did yesterday afternoon by 1 p.m. Biafra time, please, you can go on this channel and you'll see the broadcast. Go through it again. You'll discover something. The reason why they gave that judgment. One, I told you that judgment you see that they gave, Malami and the Caliphate sat down to design that judgment. They now gave it to the appeal court judge to go and announce. Now you will say the appeal court have given a judgment, whereas it is the Caliphate that is giving that judgment. But the Caliphate will now come and pretend as if they are not part of the judgment. They will now say, okay, the appeal court have given judgment. They want to make you feel like they are independent. Oh, they have given a judgment we are not even aware of. Oh, they have given a judgment against us. Okay, we are coming now. Malami now comes out to speak as if he doesn't know about that judgment initially. Then he will now speak as if he's trying to say that, well, we know that the court have given judgment. Now, that is what we call it, takia. He will now give you an impression of what they have in mind, telling you that they will respect the judgment, but there are some things that need to be listened to the court. How can an appeal court give a judgment and you still want to take a matter to the High Court? Okay, they say they want to appeal it. Now they want to appeal what has been proven to be illegal. Where even on the international scene, where has extraordinary rendition become legal? So what do you want to appeal about committing an international crime? But you know what? It is takia. They want to make you feel like they have given you a judgment. So you will be jumping, jubilating, whereas they are distracting you. You see, they are bringing their men. We're all distracted. We're talking about the appeal court. We're talking about Malami. Oh, Malami, you see now, everywhere it is, Malami must die. Malami this, Malami that. They are distracting you. You will still say, Malami must obey the court. Now, you will now relax after the court has given the judgment. So now you relax. Okay, let's not fight again. Let's begin to pursue that Malami must respect. Let's begin to pursue and ask them. That is why Autopilot came out and we give them 48 hours. We know their tricks. By Sunday, if they don't release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we are going to take it to another level. That's the truth. That's the truth. All this nonsense they are doing. Aboki Fulani will be playing game. You know, if you got Aboki means friend anyway, they are not friends, so don't call them Aboki. They are Fulanis. You know, their enemies told. Mr. Dazas says told. You know, I don't know among between toads and frogs, which one make the worst noise, the most annoying noise. You know, toad and frog, eat toads and eat frogs. I don't know which one make the most annoying noise. I personally. Ah, okay, Andrew, you're trying to talk about eating. You eat frogs too, right? This guy, we have to eat him. Right? He's a meal. He's a meal. Anyways, wisdom. He's a meal. He's called wisdom, but yet he doesn't have sense. You know, the French eat frogs' legs. Yes, the French eat. We know that one. They eat it very well. Even okay, Chinese. The Chinese is it lizards or frog? I think they eat frogs too. The Chinese. I think the one Chinese restaurant I went to at Ikoyi there in the early 2000s or so. I think there are frogs there too. They have lizards and frogs and all of those stuff. You can get those stuff, you know, all the stuff there, you know, they are there. So the French eat frogs. Yes, that's why they are working the program of the colonial masters. You know, French are enemies of Africa. The French are enemies of Africa. Look at all their policies, everything. Everywhere they go, look at what they have done in Mali. Look at everywhere. Britain, France, Britain, destroying Africa. That is why we have come to liberate Africa. That's why I want to start a program here on this platform. I'm going to be inviting Africans from all over the African countries. It's going to be titled Why Africa. We're going to be having interviews with Africans. We want to bring them to this mindset so that by the time we are preaching, they will be hearing. Their people will be hearing. They will share it on their own social media platforms so that their own people will be hearing. Because enough of this nonsense. Enough of this nonsense. Why Africa? We're going to take it on because we want to save Africa. If we save Africa, we have saved our continent. Then France and Britain will not come and start doing all this nonsense they're doing with us. You know, I see any man who bleaches his skin as an irresponsible man. Yes, that's the truth. That's why I see it. Once I see a man bleaching, I just say this man is no. There's one man who was used to be our personal our family banker. Is it banker? No, a family bank representative. You know, his name is I don't want to call his name anyways. He was working with Wema Bank then. You know, if you see this man, he's a Yoruba man. You know, Wema Bank is a Yoruba bank. He would bleach himself. I'm not condemning Yorubas, please. I'm sorry. Just try to understand. You see him bleach. Hefty man, but bleach. He looks almost like Barrister Joffo. His face, the same shape of head and everything. Bleach. I'm just feeling irritated. As young as I was then I was still young. I think I was 15, 16, 17 growing up. He was our family you know, bank representative then in Wema Bank. Then we had our banking detail for our company and all of that, family company and all of that in Wema Bank then. You know, then Wema Bank was that's in the 1990s, you know, and all of that, early 90s and all of that. I was still growing up. He started being when I was 15, 16, 17. That's when he started becoming our family, and I knew him for a long time, and I was irritated seeing him bleach because you see all these black spots everywhere, every black. You need to wonder what kind of man is this. I see them as very responsible too. The chauffeur is two-faced. Yes, he is, but the truth about it is that he doesn't even know how to cover the two-face method. He's just there. You know, thank you so much, Mazi. You will move. Edith, thank you so much for that comment. Thank you so much for that comment. Let's move, sir. If frog is a distraction. Yes, so my brother, I won't talk about him again. I have been distracted by the frog. I have presented him as a meal to those who will eat him, so he's gone. They have eaten him. Anyone that comes, whenever he comes again, will eat him up. I think he has run away anyways. He's no more here. Whether he's here or not, that's not our business. He knows that we don't condone nonsense. Even when Mazi Simon said that he informed him on September 28th that our leader, it's so painful. This when Simon Ekpa said this thing yesterday, I was so pained. Look at this man. You come to congratulate the people who are working against the person you are trying to save. Then who is not obvious that he is against Mazi Nnamdi? He's just doing his job as a lawyer to make money, but in truth, he's against Mazi Nnamdi. Because if you are fighting to free somebody, and the person who committed a crime against that person, who is fighting the person from where they are, you now come when you think that this person that you are fighting to free, the person who actually is supporting his subjugation, supporting his trouble, and you now come after everything, the judgment of the court, you now say you're commending the person who actually is fighting the person you are trying to save. What do you mean? What does that mean? It's as simple as that. You don't need, it is common sense. You don't need a prophet to tell you what it means. But our leader will be released soonest. He never acknowledged it because he is not happy about the news. You know he's shining with the news. Anytime they come, another court case, it is his time to shine. Everybody's eyes will be on him. He's coming. Barrister Joffa, Barrister Joffa. So it has become a way of gathering and garnering, relevance and ego. Being arrogant and flaunting self and showing, yes, it is, we are the ones in charge. That's all it's about. This bunch, according to Okenwa Mwachineke, this bunch of DOS criminals have never explained how they shared the 40 million. My brother, it is not only 40 million. That 40 million is for that particular memo. There are others. There are others that you don't know. So this 40 million is one of the little. That's how they pay them. That's how they make their money. Then they will come out and tell you not to go out to sit, not to sit at home. They will tell you not to do this, not to do that. All because they want you to continue, and so that they would continue to make their money. That is all. Did Ejiofor get some share out of it? A lot of exposition. Don't you see that sometimes these lawyers will come out and tell you there will be a court case, but it doesn't concern them, so there will be no sit at home. What is their business with sit at home? Is that what they should be talking about? You see, when you want to know the enemies, you see, at a time then we're going to speak it out. What is Ejiofor and co? What is their interest in sit at home? Now they will have to say that tomorrow is the appeal court in the judgment in Umuahia. You don't have to sit at home. Do you need to include that on your? Are you the one to tell Biafrans to sit at home or not? That means they believe that we listen to them. So because we listen to them, that is why they now brought this narrative of commending. Ejiofor now brought this narrative of commending these enemies, because he believes that we listen to him. So the reason why they refuse to sit at home is because he said it. Because they said it that there will be no sit at home, so people now believed it, and then Mazi also now announced that there is no sit at home. So that means we are listening to them to decide sit at home. So they think that they have the influence to now tell us that Iruago or whatever his name, Ikenga or Ko or whoever they are, and all their cohorts should be given the pass mark. So that when Nnamdi Kanu comes out, everybody will say, okay, Ejiofor said they are good people, so they are good people. Idiots. Biafrans don't worship people. We don't worship people. We tell you the truth. That is why when the British came to conquer us, they fought hard. Because we don't have somebody we go and worship. When they say anything they say, we say yes, sir. With reason. When you say something, we reason it out. So don't think because Biafrans have accepted you and given you. If today I fall, Biafrans will crush me. And I deserve it. But as long as I stand on the truth, Biafrans will keep appreciating me. That's how it is. So Ejiofor will not come and just come and look at. Can you imagine? We're not. It's not even about commending anybody. We're not begging him to commend Mazi Semonepa, but to come and commend people who are against what we labored for, who are against the man who is fighting for our freedom, who are against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, coming to commend them, and somebody is saying it's his private opinion. Which private opinion? You don't know that there's a position you occupy. There's some things you do. You cannot. Your opinion, what you say in public can no more be regarded as private. There are some positions, simple sense. It's just like when Obama, or sorry, I say Obama, what's the name of Joe Biden comes out to say something and he says his private opinion. He comes to social media to say it, or comes to the media to say it, and somebody says it is his personal opinion. You don't say some things that will jeopardize the whole thing. You are no more a private person. You are now a public officer. As a public officer, someone who is standing for Biafra, standing for the leader of Biafra, standing for Biafra. IPOB means indigenous people of Biafra. That means you are standing for Biafra. I told you people the other time that Biafra is in two ways. Biafra as a nation is the one that begets Biafra as an organization. So if you're talking about Biafra as an organization, you are actually referring to Biafra as a nation, because the nation of Biafra has been subjugated, and the organization of Biafra wants to bring the subjugated Biafra out to restore its integrity. That is why we use the template of the organization as Biafra as an organization, because it is a league. That's why it is registered. It becomes a legal body, so that it can fight legally in the sense that we follow due process of law, including the process of referendum, the process of asking the international community, following international treaties and international procedure to achieve our freedom, including arming ourselves. By law, we have the ability to we have the ability to to arm ourselves for our freedom. So IPOB as an organization is legally entitled to take arms against those who come against the nation of Biafra. As a nation, we are down. We are held down under the name Nigeria. But as an organization, we will be able to rescue the part of us, that nation of Biafra, which is held down. That is why we have IPOB as an organization. That doesn't mean that IPOB as an organization is different from IPOB as a nation. People should understand this. People should understand this. Oh, there's a message that Jogo said. Let me see that message. Jogo said, we shall see the difference between San M. We should see the difference between San M. I'm trying to place what you're saying. San. Okay, maybe you'll make us understand better, please. Make us understand better. Which he said, Ejiofor will surely collect water either now or later. Of course, if it doesn't change, we always, in autopilot, we give people, we try to make them understand. We are peace lovers. We are accommodating. We want everybody to be free. We want everybody to be part of this. And so we try to make everybody understand that they are supposed to be part of this. Ejiofor forgot so soon that Nigeria Zoo killed his PA, yet he's playing politics. Time will tell. He knows, he and his cohorts know what they played with the government, what they did before that thing happened, because there are so many twists to that matter that we don't want to get involved. There are so many twists to it. That's their business. But as long as what concerns us here, is that he's trying to, interfere in something that he should not be. As a legal representative, what you should be doing is to see how everything will be harmonized, and then support those who are actually keeping the legacy of your client. Not to come and support those who are fighting the legacy of your clients, and then expect us to keep quiet. So Madam Dazayan says Ejiofor has shown his true colors. Yes, he has. He's not in support of Biafra actualization. Hence, he makes money more when Biafra is not actualized. He makes money more when Biafra is still in the stage of pressure group, as a political pressure group, because that is when Nigeria Zoo or the British Zoo can capture Biafrans, jail them, then he will go there, file some stuff for their release. They will give him money to fund it. They'll give him money. They'll keep capturing people. Every day they are kidnapping people, capturing people, jailing people, bringing them to court. Money is going because they'll keep demanding money from the same Biafrans that are contributing money for their freedom. Biafrans will think that all this shenanigans is for freedom. No, it is for the continuity of the more you look, the less you see. They are making they'll say boo boo, then do boo boo. That's what it is. He's not in the struggle of actualization of Biafra. Yes, hence his support for Chike Doziem, Ikenga, Uragu, Uche Kanu. The most annoying thing, you see, he knows that we came all out to talk against Uchechi, yet he came out to endorse Uchechi. Intentionally, he mentioned these names. Doesn't that tell you he knows what he's doing? That tells you he knows what he's doing. It is actually a political gimmick in the concept of influence, trying to use the little influence that he has gained for himself to actually corrupt that relationship that we have. So that based on that thing, now you will now endorse what he says. I did not go to work today. I'm still on work. All right, man. Okay, good. But today is Saturday, so it's cool. It's cool. So you see it now. Owa Junior says, but someone has been defending bleaching age of. No, you should understand. See, that's why I want our people to work with wisdom. Today we're doing lots of. There are some things I needed to say, but because of this, reading your comments, I actually. It's not saying them now. I'm not saying them now. But anyways, along the line of your comments, I keep chipping in these things. Now you see, when Mazi Samonepa says, "Don't talk about him, just leave him," Mazi Samonepa is giving him his regard as a lawyer, and also not to give a wrong impression that he is fighting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer against him doing his job. Because different things will come out of it. Some people will say, because they didn't tell you to come and handle the case, you are fighting the lawyer, his envy, is this. You discover, even when Chike Doziem and Co. were doing the wrong thing, Simon Ekpa was still saying, don't fight them. Stop fighting me. Face Biafra. Simon Ekpa works with wisdom. The wisdom thing is to get your enemies to understand what fight they should be fighting. But now, when they push it far, that is where you have to understand timing. The timing now for Barrister Ejiofor is significant in the sense that it has come to the point where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be freed. So that timing is very significant if Mazi Simon Ekpa does not come out to say something about it, which he did yesterday. And that is why we are saying something about it now. Because significantly, that timing represents two things. The leader of Biafra is coming out. Two, there is going to be another template set for him to run on. So Mazi, Ejiofor is trying to build by himself, build that template for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to work on or to work with. So he now endorses some people so that when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu comes out, he will now sit on that endorsement and continue what he's doing. So you see what he's doing. That is why it is significant. You must understand the significance of what he's doing as at the timing when it is done. That is why you see we are talking about it now. Two things. The significance based on timing. That is what I want Biafrans to understand. The significance of Barrister Ejiofor's action based on the timing. Remember all this while, Simon Ekpa have not been talking about it. But now, Simon Ekpa decided to talk about it and pass a message to him. You know why? Because what he is doing now, what he has just done now, is significant in the context of the timing. The timing is when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is coming out. So that's the significant timing. And Ejiofor and co. significantly designed the timing to favor the people who have been fighting against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So that is why we are reacting. That is why we are reacting. So let me read these messages quickly so that I can go on. We shall, it's 1 hour 15 minutes already. We shall see the difference between San, Chief, Mike Izekome, and Ifeanyi Ejiofor. That's why I'm not commending any of them, because anybody could just, begin to play funny. So for now, Izekome is still on and being neutral on this whole matter, doing his job as a lawyer. Autopilot, what they don't know is bigger than them. We should remind Barrister Ejiofor at this stage of struggle, he's minding his pocket, but he failed this time. Yes, so Tina Ngozi Clerkin. Yeah, Tina Ngozi Clerkin, I think this is the first time I'm seeing your name. Thank you for sending a message. I'm delighted to see that you here. Next message, The Difference by Margaret. Margaret, remember there's supposed to be a contract between you and Emmanuel Efre. All right, so let's go on. Let's not. The difference is very clear. It's a comment, think, and speak. Yes, that's true. For now, we are saying it that way. When praises come, people begin to change. So we see that way. He speaks, he thinks and speaks. I am at home. I did. Okay. I've read this before from Mrs. Adazaya. Okay, let's read the next message. He said that Barrister Ejiofor coming out to give vote of confidence to those saboteurs is so childish. So childish, Tina Ngozi. So childish. And he's not even in position to do that. He just exposed himself. He will bleach himself. He will bleach himself to cancer. That when people don't have sense, he just behaved childishly, but he is setting a template. He understands the timing. He knows Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is coming out. He wants to set a template that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will run with. So that when he sets that template, all Biafrans will now say, Ejiofor. And because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will now see that Biafrans respect Ejiofor, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will now endorse what Ejiofor says. It is strategic, criminally strategic. That's what he tried to do. Goodman says, that will be a great program. Africa must start interact. Okay, you're talking about the program I'm talking about, yes. And the Africa program that I'm about to start, yes. Yes, it's going to be a program because Africa must start to think, very, very great program. Why Africa? That's it. Why Africa? That question, why Africa? It's a question, but it's the name of the program. It will be titled Why Africa. The program name will be Why Africa on this platform. I'm going to choose the particular day and we're going to be inviting guests from all over Africa. Africans, true Africans who will speak on that program. Not only Biafrans, but Africans will be speaking on that program. Why Africa? This bunch of criminals in DOS and their e-frogs can never ever be relevant in the eyes of Biafrans anymore. Okay, yes, they can't, because we already have seen they have been exposed, so they can't be relevant anymore. I lost confidence in Barrister Ejiofor for the moment I noticed he's bleaching his skin. It doesn't show responsible of him as a man. What time does he have? He sits down. Oh my God, Tina, you have really given it here, man. What time does a man have to sit down to begin to rub bleaching cream? It's critical, But I don't want to go into this. Somebody would say, what is your business? This is your body. But the truth is this: if a lady is saying this, then you know that ladies have time. Just like me now, I just start using bleaching cream. I sit down, I have time to rub cream. Sometimes I don't even rub cream. I'll just quickly run out because you have to hustle. You're thinking of where you're going. But this man has time to bleach. So it's significant too. As much as we're saying what he has done wrong, we have to ask questions. Thank you, Tina, for that. Don't mind Tompolo, the long throat. Tompolo is a criminal. He's just a criminal who is looking for his selfish. And look at his people dying. Look at his land. Look at how his people are dying. If he comes out and says, Tompolo, I'm fighting for the people of Niger Delta, you'll see all of them join him. But then he's fighting for his pocket, 3%. They let them come so we can do this to let it work. Because if it doesn't work, we are not going to get our own share. His own share, not the share of the people. Criminals everywhere. And we are allowing these things to continue. That is why we have decided that there will be no election in Biafra land. Let's see how they are going to work and get all those criminal monies. The money that is supposed to go to the people, but out of the money that's supposed to go to the people, he dashes the people, the criminals, the caliphate, and then he takes 3%, the one that will serve him alone. Then from that one that serves him alone, he brings out peanuts to give to the touts, the people who are hungry, to come and now he's looking for people who are going to work with him to take 3%. He takes 3% for himself and then brings out of that 3% to give out, to dish out to people. Whereas he's supposed to fight to get even a chunk of 80% of the whole money. In a proper system, the money is supposed to belong to the Niger Delta region or Biafra land, and then from there you pay tax to the central government if true restructuring is followed. But you are fighting for 3% out of the total money so that it will serve, because that 3% is big, because since it has to do with you alone, it's big. Then you buy your weapons, then you now give to the people you now employ to give them peanuts to be guarding, you give them guns and peanuts to be guarding the place. That's how criminal they are. And this 3%, every transaction is getting 3%. You can imagine the money this guy is making for himself. Rather than fight for the whole chunk, even if it is 60% coming to the people, he doesn't want that. He wants only that 3% that will serve him alone. Then he will now become a boss. He call himself government. Very wicked people, heartless souls. Heartless souls. Bleaching cream when we prepare his defense in court. When he's going to prepare. You can imagine, that tells you that it is something they have written already. Those things are already written. They just go and refine it to suit what they want to do. So they don't really do lots of them. They just go to some things that have been written before. They just bring it out, change some words, and then they admit it and use it. Because they don't have time to study. They have time to bleach it themselves. That's what they do. We love you, Mazi. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Edith Nedu. Thank you so much for that. I love you too, and I love everyone too. Thank you so much for that. I will be right back. Okay, Andrew. All right, we're here. Please, as according to what Lolo, the lady, have said, please hit the like button. Please hit the like button. Please hit the like button. Let people begin to get notification of what we're doing and come in. And also, please share this on all your social media platforms. And then also, please subscribe. Subscribe is very important, because subscription helps to boost the channel and get it to the point where people can also begin to say that this channel is actually strong enough to pass message to the people. We have over 70 million Biafrans. To reach them, we need to do a lot of work. And it is only through you that we do that lots of work. And we are not asking you to give us any money, because we're not in Zama people. We're only saying just subscribe to the channel and then, and like the video, and then share the video on all your social media platforms, and then tell them also to like and share and subscribe, and then click the notification button so that they can get notification whenever we come online. Because here we are to truth. We learn the things that will give us a reorientation, so that when we enter into the new Biafra, we're going to be handling the new Biafra in a different way. Remember, the zoo system and the British culture that has become the principle of the zoo operation has corrupted the minds of Biafrans, destroyed the mentality of the people. That's now all we think about. That is why people like Tompolo can come and just collect 3%, and everybody in Niger Delta, everybody in Biafra land is looking at him, allowing him to continue with that nonsense. And Masari Dokuba will come and do his own. They are all challenging. They are all seeking for their own pockets. This is why, because the mindset of the people have been bastardized by these people's wickedness, by this slavery mentality that anything that comes, anything goes, anything is accepted. The people will see that they are being deprived, they can't fight back. They are being deprived, they can't fight back. They are being deprived, they can't fight back. Because of this corruption and evil that have destroyed the mentality of the people. That is why what we do on this platform, we try to rejuvenate the minds of the people. We try to look at facts and truth in the context of facts, looking at the facts that make up the truth, and then using the concept of the truth to build a new principle that will help us forge ahead. because we have to forge ahead. When we get Biafra, we will do things differently. That is why development will be fast. Everybody will be at least comfortable. We are not saying everybody will become a millionaire, but everybody will be comfortable. Comfortable. Food will not be a problem. Housing will not be a problem. Shelter will not be a problem. Education will not be a problem. Building your talent and your gift and the gifts that God have given to you will not be a problem. We're going to have things on ground that will be helping the people. That is what we're looking for. And somebody will come and collect 3%. Criminals. If Ejiofor loves Mazi Ekpa, let him come on his platform for an interview. He cannot come. Of course, you have said that before, yes, Miss Maureen Hanks. He cannot come to his platform. He cannot come to his platform. You know why? He doesn't believe in the truth. He doesn't believe in the truth. How would he come to his platform? He can't come to his platform. He can't come to his platform. If anybody is truthful, you will come to Mazi Simon Ekpa's platform. It's as simple as that. He will grant him. In fact, he will be so delighted to have him on his platform. Yes, Lolo, the lady. Lolo, the lady. I'm going to put a number here now. I've been trying to display the numbers of people. Maybe I'm going to put. Okay, let me put a number here so that those who want to call in will call in. You can call in. The number to call, if you want to call in now, I've gone fast, so now we can receive calls. The number to call in so that you can air your views, the people can hear you. The number is +212 707 898 194. I'll say it again, +212 707 898 194. I'll say it for the last time, +212 707 898 194. You can call in and then air your views and then say what you have to say regarding the issues we have tendered here. Remember, the fight has gone dirty, very dirty, and more dirty games are coming out. More dirty things are coming out. You know, let me read out. Let me be reading as I wait for the calls to come in. Let me be reading out the things that people are saying. And let me read out many messages, many messages. So I have to read. Edith say, we love you, Mazi. Yes, Edith, Nedu, thank you. Andrew, you said I'll be right back. Okay, I've passed this place. I've passed this part of it. Let me go to where we are now. Lady said, please allow calls. That's where I stopped. Lolo, the lady, says you can allow calls. So you can call in now if you want to call in, please. +212 707 898 194. That's the number to call if you want to call in now. Goodman David said, please like. Please hit the like button. Please do that, please, Biafrans. Thank you, Goodman, for making that also. Please like it and also share. Also subscribe. And Lolo, the lady said, but what will Barrister Ejiofor gain in causing confusion and also lying to women gain? He's going to gain more money because the cabal will be intact. The cabal help him make money. It is from them he makes money because they know his trick. They know how he does it. They know how they do it. When he builds, they arrange the thing the way they arrange it. This case here, that case here, this case here, to cost this amount, to cost this amount. When he gets the money, he gives them their share. It is part of it. They make him blow the price. He will inflate the cost, of litigation. And then when he inflates the cost, then they will get their own share. They are partners in crime, so he has to endorse them because he knows that if another team comes, another team like Mazi Simon Ekpa, you think if Mazi Simon Ekpa is there, he will be collecting that kind of money for all this criminality? He knows that when this team leaves, he's going to tell hard on his finances. So you call if you want to call, please. I'm waiting for your calls. What will he gain? He's going to gain money, and that's what they are concerned about. What's the gain? Mazi, you're correct. Lolo, the lady says, Ejiofor wants to maintain his Nzama PLC. Yes, so Lolo, thank God you get it now. Maureen Hanks, he said, Biafra restoration is a massive business to Ejiofor. Of course, massive gains. Look at the houses they are building. You can imagine that house they came to invade. Look at the houses they are building in the village. And around there, you see poor houses around them. But look at what they're building. It is about self. Most of these people who come to Biafra, look at the houses they build. Look at Barrister Ejiofor's house. You saw that house that they said the DSS invaded. Look at the house, sophisticated, everything. You know what? The monies are coming from Biafra. from Biafra struggle alone, the money they are making. Ikenga that insulted our leader, according to Mrs. Warren Hanks, Ikenga that insulted our leader, Mazi, Nnamdi Kanu's family and wife. Oh my God. You see, when you look at the circumstances and everything, you begin to get angry. Good man David said, Lord or the lady, Ejiofor has something to hide with the DOS, so he must support them or they will expose him. Yes, good man David, thank you for making that point clear. You know, Victoria said the idea of giving criminals a long chance to change something is not a good omen. Yes, it's not a good omen anyways. MSC was aware of manipulative attitude for Ejiofor, but still tried to romance with him. No, MSE tried to make sure he doesn't disrupt the legal proceedings or the legal processes. You understand? Not proceedings, sorry, legal processes. He didn't want to disrupt the process so that it won't look like he's against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Because, of course, from onset, normally what happens is that you engage lawyers when it comes to things like this. Even if what he is going to do is going to actually, what Mazi Simon Ekpa would do with the autopilot mode is going to actually be the thing to propel the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and freedom of Biafra. He needs to also allow the norm, which is legal, which the whole world recognizes as a means of also sending your voice, even if they don't respond to legal issues in the zoo, but what you say will be written on the in papers, in the social media, on the social media and all the places. The international community will see it, so people will still have the information, in spite of the fact that, but the information is also very important because the people, even the zoo, will recognize that the world knows what they are doing too. Those who support will support, those who reject will reject, and who are against it. But so they don't want all of these. So Simon Ekpa would just have to let him not be like he's an obstacle, because it will now dent his own image. They'll say you are even fighting the lawyers. So all he needed to do is, please don't talk about him. He knows, if you look at the way he says it, you will know that he knows these people are corrupt. But he says, please, let's not talk anything that has to do with the lawyers. Don't talk about it. Just allow them do their work. Allow them do their work. That's what you do. You allow them do their work, even if you know what they're using that means of enriching themselves and corruptly, carrying out activities. You still just allow things to happen and to be, so that it doesn't be. That is more of wisdom. So it doesn't look like you are against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu outrightly, anyways. Because the lawyers must do their work. They are being paid for it. So that is it. That is it. We should not forget Margaret Jogwe. We should not forget that there is something Ejiofor is hiding, because he cannot tell us that all what Simon Ekpa and Umada are doing is not seeing it. He's covering something. Yes, definitely. It's just simple sign that we're seeing. From everything we know, there's something being hidden, something they are covering that they don't want to leak their ass and outside the public, to the public. And so they keep saying what they are saying together, so that they protect their own collective interest. That is why you see that they will protect themselves no matter what. It is when it gets too intense, when it has to do with sharing of money. That's why you saw Ikenga and Co. started coming out to disgrace themselves, because it has to do with money. Money has a way of destroying things. But to preserve that, Barrister Ejiofor is a lawyer, so he knows how to still keep them all together. Let's be in this deal, he'll keep them together so that they don't disgrace themselves. They will continue to do these things together and then make their money. So that's how they are operating. That's why you see that money will always want to divide them. But as long as that money sharing formula has not been interrupted, or that sharing formula has not been tampered with, they will continue to be together doing that criminality. But they will be exposing themselves. They'll keep exposing themselves. That's what you are seeing. They expose themselves. Margaret Jogwe said Ejiofor is playing with the Biafra emotions. Yes, that's what he's doing. And that's what he wanted to do also with this yesterday, constituting a nuisance with that yesterday's vote of thanks, or whatever he calls it, so that he will now build a template where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will now come out and say, okay, let's continue with these people. You have done a great job, and according to Mazi, or according to Ejiofor. So that's what he's trying to achieve. But we know all of that game, and we're not going to fall for it. Please, you can make your call. The number is on the screen, +212 707 898 194. Call in and comment whatever you want to say about this issue. Okay, you say something. I'm asking this question: why the vote thanks while MNK is still in DSS? It is necessary to establish a template that Nnamdi Kanu will come out to meet. It is necessary to endorse a pattern of reasoning or a pattern of information that he is expecting to be the norm that Biafrans will run with prior to the time when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will come out. So he wants to lay a foundation that Biafrans will be talking about. Ejiofor commended this person. Ejiofor commended Nnamdi Kanu's wife. Ejiofor commended this one, commended that one, commended Chikedozium, commended Ikenga, commended these people. So people will be talking about it. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will now come out, and on social media, all he will be saying is the commendation, is what they have said, is what Ejiofor said. Ejiofor said. You will now hear on the social media that people are saying that Ejiofor said these people have worked hard. That means these people must have done something secretly, that they have been working, that nobody knew. Wow, so they actually worked hard. Wow, they actually worked hard. Wow, so that means somebody has been misleading us. Maybe Simon Ekpa have been misleading us. He's not making us see what these people have been doing. For Ejiofor to say this, that means they are doing something secret that makes this thing work. He wanted to play on that mind game. It was an emotional strategy. You said something here. Ouch, I've removed the number. I didn't want to click on any. I'm asking this question: why the vote of thanks? Why NNK is in DSS dungeon? Yes, he said so. I've read it before. So that is the template, So let me go back to the message. I leave the number on the screen for those who want to call. MSC, let me go back to a particular message. I missed some messages. Okay, I've read the message of Unne. So let me read the message of this bleaching cream barrister, Okenga. Okenwa Chineke. This bleaching cream barrister is actually trying to position these criminals in DOS for a recognition from. That is it. You got it now. After they sold out their supposed leader and collected money. Dirty game. That's why I said the game is dirty. Very dirty game. See, they are mafias, mafioso group. They are a cartel. They are a cabal. Like that woman called it in that video I played yesterday or 2 days ago. She said it's a racket. It's a racket game. Just endorse it. So when the target is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, when it comes out, all he will meet on social media is endorsement. That giving an impression, which he has been given to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the DSS dungeon already. That's the impression he has been given him. These people are fighting hard. You see, Ikenga, he's roaring. He's fighting hard. He's fighting those who are fighting the structure. People like Simon Ekpa. Simon Ekpa is fighting the structure. Ikenga, Chikedozium, they are sustaining it. Now, those messages he has been given to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu privately, he knows that when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu comes out, he will meet a contrary message. So now he needs to do a damage control here. Come out again to send a particular message that he has been given to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the private. The narrative he has been given to him, he needs to bring it publicly because he knows when it comes on social media, everybody will now be talking about it. Then the e-frogs will now carry it and begin to publish it. Then Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will now come. The first people that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will want to see their messages is those e-frogs that have been working when he was there. And they will now begin to see, Ikenga, Chikedozium, my wife, they did well. They have been behind it. Wow, so they've been working hard. That is the secret. That is the dirty game. That is the dirty game. But the comeback of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will destroy them, will disgrace them, will surprise them. Because he's coming back to join Biafra freedom in another dimension. And you will see how he's going to skyrocket the autopilot mode. You will see how he will take the autopilot mode in another level. Victoria says MSC must take the misbehavior of Ejiofor very seriously. You heard yesterday, he is playing dirty. You heard him yesterday. Yes, he's playing dirty. You heard what he said yesterday. You heard what MSC said yesterday. He said, now I've told him. He has told him, now we're not going to take it lightly with you. We're giving you the message. He told him, this is the last time. If you want us to play dirty, you heard him yesterday. He said, we are going to play dirty because the fight for freedom is a dirty game. So we are going to play it dirty. So Barrister Ejiofor has already opened the debt program under the water. So that debt program will swallow them because the mud in the debt will swallow them because they are already muddy. So we'll put them where they belong. Let him come out again and say rubbish. Let him come out again and play that rubbish game. Psychophants everywhere. Makam, MC Cam. Please, my brother, keep the good work going. God is your strength. MC Cam, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm grateful. I think this is the first time I'm saying you. Please, I want more of you to come. More of you come more and place your messages. And Margaret said, Jogware, after all, German people are they all millionaires? No, but everyone is comfortable. That is what we're saying. That is why we need our nation, because you don't need to be a millionaire to make impact in the world. People are talking about millionaire. That is, you see, they have created a zoo system where people worship money. It is a place where people worship money that people talk about a millionaire and a billionaire and all of that. Life is not about being a millionaire or billionaire, but being comfortable and fulfilling your mission in life. That comfort and having everything at your disposal, having everything in your coffers, to be able to implement everything you need to do in life is very crucial. Having everything in your coffers to actualize what you are called to do. Very, very crucial. So it's not about being a millionaire. As Margaret said, the German nation, the economy is okay, everybody's okay. It's not about being a millionaire. It's about being able to achieve what you want to achieve from being comfortable. That's what we're saying. Comfortable life for every Biafran. Nobody will be thinking of going to join one security pipeline guard somewhere if everybody was comfortable. You think Tompolo will be able to gather young men who are thinking of creating, designing technological advancement, doing technological things that will bring their name out, will now go and join Tompolo? It's because they are hungry. They are looking for any means to survive. They now think that in the context of corruption, what you need to survive is corruption. That's why people like Tompolo will survive, because they are corrupt. In a corrupt system, you need corruption to sustain the system. You need more corruption to sustain corruption. And when more corruption is permitted, the corruption is now legalized as a means of survival. Because when corruption thrives, it thrives on a corrupt template. That corruption thriving on that template endorses the corrupt people as fundamentally fundamentally structured to actually carry out this plan together for the purpose of sustaining that corrupt cabal, sustaining that corrupt mercenary, sustaining that corrupt racket system. That's what it is. Tina Ngozi Clarkin said something. I hope it's not about the bleaching cream this time around. Okay, Tina, he said, Mazi, don't shake. Keep up the good work. God is in control. We must be free, whether the devil likes it or not. Yes, so Tina, thank you. We must be free, whether the devil likes it or not. In fact, because it is the devil, we must be free. Because whatever the devil does is always against him. It's always going to come against the devil. So whether the devil likes it or not, we'll be free. Esther Okwosa. There's no hiding place for the wicked. Sorry if I pronounce that name wrong. I'm sorry, Esther. Water is the code. You are doing amazing and well done. Thank you so much, Esther. I'm grateful for that compliment. I'm grateful. Okenwa, he said the greatest mistake done by Mazi Kanu is to allow this bunch of criminals in DOS to compel him to paying salary to this bunch of supposed freedom fighters, money and position. Well, let's not say, the Bible says something. It says all things work together for good to them that love the Lord and are called unto his purpose. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, even his errors would actually bring about the good. If not for these errors, would you have known that these people actually are not serious? If not for errors, would you have been able to discover the criminality? But because of the errors, we're able to discover these things. So he's the human. He cannot be perfect. Moses had his errors too. Sometimes he took wrong decisions. At a point, you remember when Jethro came to him, he said, Jethro, his father-in-law, told him, you can't do this job, you will die before your time. Choose officers who are going to stand strong and do some work for you. So the error is part of what we do. We all make errors, but the errors are going to be utilized as long as your conscience is clear and your motive is right. God uses the error to justify the means. God uses the error to justify the purpose. God uses the error to take you to destination. because it is in your error that God's strength is manifested. That means it is when you make the error that you now prove the power of God, because God is just and total. He's potent. He's omnipotent. So he cannot be wrong. He's always right. So you, that is the object of error, you portray, because of your imperfection, you portray that error, and God now justifies your error by complementing it with his own strength. That is where the help of God shows. That is where the help of God comes in. That is where the help of God manifests, and that's when the help of God sanitizes everything. So your error now becomes justified by the fact that you rely on God and you have a just heart. That's how it works. Maureen Haynes said your first wife works with the DSS. Definitely, she has proven that by her actions and her words. She's working against Mazi and Kanu. Just like what Willie Mandela is that her name? Willie Mandela, yes. Winnie Mandela, I think that's her name. At a point, Mandela has to divorce her because she was actually working against the whole thing that the man stood for. She would have been a great woman, but she worked against the whole thing. Mr. Dazan says to Maureen Haynes, "Is this true?" Okay, asking that question. He works for a DSS. Well, it depends on what you mean by whether it's true, because anybody who is favoring the Nigeria government is working for the Nigeria government. Why would somebody be fighting somebody who is working against the Nigeria government? That means you're working for the Nigeria government. Whether it's the DSS or whoever, you're working for the Nigeria government. That's the way we see it. Because if I am talking about fighting Nigeria and getting our freedom, and somebody is coming to tell me that no, don't fight Nigeria. Why would you fight Nigeria? And you are a foolish man, you are a thief, you are this, you are that. Start abusing me and telling me that you are a thief, you come from the corner, you came from the back. In the first place, I want to ask Kanu if she knows anything that has to do with, if she knows aviation very well. Where has she heard that there's autopilot at the back seat of any flight, any plane? I want to ask her that question. Since she's saying that autopilot came from the back seat, where has she seen? She's trying to analyze in the analysis. Where have you heard that autopilot is at the back side of the plane? It is always in the cockpit, that place in front. That is where the autopilot and button is. In the main room, where the pilot sits, that's where the autopilot machine is. But she's saying that autopilot came from the back seat. How can autopilot? You call it autopilot and you say it's at the back. In the plane you enter, where you fly around, is autopilot at the back seat? I don't want to talk about these people. They are just a bunch of criminals. Iwunne says Iwunne. Madam Adaza says something. 24/7's defense of Ejiofor yesterday was just disgusting. We have settled that matter and we have actually discussed it, and he gave us a perspective of what he's trying to mean, but we told him that it's not workable. But so we have been able to resolve it, and he has accepted the fact that yes, the man is actually wrong. He has accepted that. I know he will make a broadcast on his own to try to counter what he said against that fact. It was just I know he actually didn't look at it the way we pointed it to him yesterday. So I think he is going to deal on that and correct that fact. So it was really, really, really. I know many Biafrans were angry about that, but please don't take it to heart so much, because he's going to correct that. Definitely, he's going to correct that. Now, Iwunne says, now I am thinking that this barrister has some cockroaches in his cupboard. He has a lot of rats, even rats in his own cupboard, because those rats will eat whatever he eats. In Biafra, in the autopilot, we have all these people. They are not rats enough. They are only frogs, because they cannot eat what we're doing. They cannot destroy what we're doing. So they are just frogs. But for barrister, he has cockroaches in his cupboard. So he wouldn't have asked that question. I said that and all of that. So now let me go to the next one. Please, we're going to round off very soon. Shortly, we're going to round off. Why is this thing skipping? Okay, let me see if I can just click them on. If I can just bring them here. Now, we have so many messages, but I'm going to try to be fast, so we can sort this very quickly. Then we can go on. I think we have read this before. Okay, let's go on the next. Marin Hanks. Let's go on Marin Hanks stuff. 247 issue. Then let's go on the next. Wune is asking, saying that he has a cockroaches in the cupboard. Yes, we know that. And then Marin Hanks says this now. Yes, ma. That's very true. Yes, very true. Of course, she has answered that question. Very true. So now we have Tina again. Tina says that commendation is rubbish and uncalled for. He just want to show off by giving an impression to Emenike that all these Nzama people are truly working. Emenike is not a fool, he's a prophet. Yes, as a prophet, he will know what he will want to do. You know, he's just like when the Satan understood that Jesus is smart and Jesus is God and Jesus is also prophetic and he's a prophet. But he still came to tempt him. He still came to give him a template. You know, that's the foolishness of the devil. He knows that he cannot change the status quo of who God is and all of that, but yet he came to still give God what belonged to God. He said he's going to give him the whole earth. And God says, I want to die to save the people, to gain back the world. And he's thinking that it's all about possessions and all of that. You see how stupid these people can be. You know, they can be very stupid. So Ms. Marin Hanks says, Ejiofor collected 50 million naira after the kidnap of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If Mrs. Marin Hanks talks, just know that she has information. You know, so she's not just talking because she doesn't talk anyhow. She talks with information. So when she says some stuff, there are some very, very critical things we need to know, about the facts. You know, so let's bring up another point here. Jogware says we want everybody in Biafra land to be comfortable. Children will go to school, hospitals, and good roads will be there. In fact, that is what we actually enjoy abroad where we live. And it's so painful that we enjoy these things in other people's lands and we don't want them in our own land. That's the most painful thing, you know, and that's what we're working against and saying that we're going to fight and get these things, get our freedom. You know, Obi Kelechuku, my namesake, Kelechuku, welcome, Obi Kelechuku. Barrister Ejiofor, Ifeanyi Ejiofor is one of the political solution. Yes, and he doesn't want our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to come out. That's why he's surprised seeing him released. Yes, you see, these people, the way they reason, sometimes you could just wonder. You see how he came to say that? That tells you he's not intelligent. Why would he even mention that issue of being surprised? You know, he just expose. They have to expose themselves anyway. When people are wrong, they will expose themselves. Mr. Dazayan says his strength is greatest in our weakness. God is strong when we are weak. Yes, according to what I was saying then, when somebody was talking about the weakness of men, as in the kind of allowing this kind of people, to actually, when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu allowed this kind of people to work with him, and that is it. Said, the truth about it is that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a human, and you can't tell him, you can't tell him to understand the fullness of who these people are because he's not God, but he had to work with them. And of course, and at that point in time, he made some mistakes, and which of course he needed time to correct because there's no way he would have quickly removed them because the stuff was so sensitive. But that is a way of God showing his strong power. That is why God designed this time. God designed this time to make sure that he corrects every error that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have made and also bring about a structure that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will now return into that is appropriately designed and positioned to enter into that freedom. So God knows he is strong. His strength is evident in our weakness. We are weak as humans. We will not, if we get it 100% and we have the ability of getting it 100%, then we don't need God. We don't need God. Because if we have the ability of getting it 100%, then we are now God. We don't need him. That's it. But how can that be? We need to miss it somewhere for God to show up. We need to miss it somewhere for God to show up. The weakness of Moses was evident at the point of Red Sea. And God said, you have the strength. So I have given you the strength. I've given you something in that rod. So use it now. So the grace of God and the power of God was now evident based on the fact that God now gives a revelation based on the strength. Because Moses was now crying to God. He said, why are you crying unto me? I've given you a rod. Moses must cry because he is weak. God will now show up to prove to Moses that I am strong. You are strong because I am with you. So if Moses gets that information and the miracle happens, Moses will now give the praise to God. That is why after they crossed the Red Sea in chapter 15 of Exodus, they started singing a song, singing songs to God. You know why? They saw this. One of the songs they sang, he said, praise the Lord for he has triumphed gloriously. The horses and the riders have been cast into the sea. Miriam and others sang the song. You know why? God now proves himself strong in their weakness. So now they will now recognize and acknowledge the fact that what happened is of God. God himself actually made it happen, not because they are strong, not because they have to go to the promised land, not because they have what it takes to go to the promised land, not even because they have the rod, but the rod is potent only when God appears in the situation. That's what happened. So now that is the same case with us. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu too has proven that his capability, and God also looks at his weakness and then establishes a structure by his own spiritual design. That is why it's called autopilot. It now designs the platform properly for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to enter into. Why? Let me ask you a question. Why is it that this temple of freedom has gotten to this climate, and now God is about to cause freedom to come? That's God's plan. He designed it very well, so that when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu comes out, he will walk into that freedom, and then work with what he has designed him to work with, Yes, ma'am. His wife is working with the DSS. When Hank says again, and then Mr. Adazan of course says, "Wow, I'm shocked. Doing the shoot, not have had any dealings with Ejiofor." Well, Ejiofor has only proven himself this time around. Ejiofor has been hiding himself as a legal personnel, doing all his jamboree. Now he has to expose himself by himself, so that it will be glaring. If Onyendu had actually decided to, maybe by things he's sensing around Ejiofor, he now decides to lay him off, people will be complaining then. People will be saying, "Oh, why would he lay him off? This man has been laboring all this while." In 2017, he was there for him. In 2015, he was there for him. In 2010, he was there for him. All these years, he has been there for him. He just sacked him. But now, people now know who he is because he has used his own mouth, his own actions to expose himself. So now, if he's laid off, people will now know, yes, it is justified. It is justified. Because now he has exposed himself by himself. He has exposed himself by himself. That is the secret. That is the uniqueness in this time. That's the uniqueness about this stuff. He has exposed himself by himself. Okay, he said this bleaching cream bastard have just exposed himself on social media for the nonsense he came out to display. I believe Mazi Simon will help him to go more naked in media soon. Biafrans are wise. Mazi Simon talked about it last night. And so he's going to help him come out more naked. He's going to dance naked. He's going to say more things. He will want to justify his ego, maybe by coming again to organize another press brief, and then get them. He's the one who organizes them. He just organizes them. Come and interview me. Then he will not pose in his office. He will not come. He will now sit. They will not ask him questions as if he doesn't know what they want to ask. He will not ask him. He will now start saying, sorry, please. He will now start saying all he's saying. So today we have been able to establish that these people are playing dirty, and more dirty games are going to come. Please just watch out, because more of the dirt. Yesterday I was telling us about the crucialness of how Malami and other people planned all of this, and they are trying to set it as a template to see and study us and know what we're going to do and all of that. But I tell you, we're going to discuss this more tomorrow. At least for these 3 broadcasts, we're going to be looking at this issue. Is very, very important. So tomorrow I'm going to continue on this, and then I'll tell you about how Malami and co have designed this to see how we're going to react, and then to see how they're going to take the next step. I don't want this broadcast to be more than 2 hours. We have gone this far. I thought it was just going to be 1 hour, but we have this far. Bless him, Mazi. Good evening, Mazi. God bless you for the good job. Thank you so much. Bless him, Mazi. I appreciate you for being part of this and for joining. I love you all. Please, thank you so much for joining. Please subscribe to this video and also share on all your social media platforms, and then also like the video so that you can send a message. That is the least you can do. You can only do. We're not asking you to send money to us. We're not Nzama people. I keep saying it. We're not people who are working and career agitators. No, we are here for freedom for you and I. But we have to work together. All you need to do, I do the broadcast, I do the teaching and the exposition. You also contribute by your words, by sending your messages, and by calling in. And then you now share the post to all your social media platforms, or you share the video on all your social media platforms, and then you encourage the people also to also share, and then you like the video, and then you subscribe to the channel, because all these things will help us in the work we are doing. all these things will help us in the work we're doing. It is you and I that will do the job together. That's our message. We don't have the power to go and get CNN to carry our news, but we have the power to use social media to spread all over the nations of the world. When you spread to somebody, when you share the video to somebody, the person shares to another person, that person shares to another person. That is how it goes. So please try, make it a duty. You know, it won't cost you much. I tell you that this broadcast we make every day, we are spending our personal money. We are not being paid for it. We spend our personal money. I tell you, the data I get every month is more than 100,000. You download, you subscribe, you do so many things. I mean, the data alone you are using to broadcast, these things are money. So please, that is part of what we have to sacrifice as a people. Sacrifice is also buy data, even if it's 1,000 data, 500 data, 200 data. You know, get it. If you're abroad, the little you can buy. You know, some of you use unlimited data. Share, spread it to many groups as possible. Type on Facebook, you'll see many groups will show up. Biafra Pro groups and all groups. Keep circulating the message, because we must send the message to the uttermost part of the earth. That's how the message is spread. We don't have the money to go to CNN to tell them to actually interview us or to give us platform, but we have what it takes. What we have, we can spread this very far. So please share, and share far and wide. God bless you. Very good. My name is Kelechi Ambrose. I'll see you tomorrow, 1 p.m. Biafra time again, and we're going to continue this from this template. We're going to continue from this, and I'm going to expose more of Malami and the plan on ground tomorrow. We couldn't finish up this topic today. We're going to complete it tomorrow, and you're going to hear more of the design and the plan. Thank you so much, Okenwa. You are wonderful. You are always making sense in all your broadcasts. Well done, brother. Love, one love. Thank you so much, my brother. I'm grateful. Okenwa. Thank you so much for that compliment. Thank you so much. I'm delighted. Mrs. Adaza, remain blessed. Thank you so much for that too. Thank you so much, ma. I'm grateful. Okenwa, he said something again. He said, God bless you. You made something. Let me read it. And he said, may God continue to guide and protect and bless you. Amen. I say amen to that. Thank you so much. Margaret Jogware said, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much, Margaret Jogware. I'm grateful. Agba Ogidi. I thank you so much. I hope I'm pronouncing your name very well. My brother, remain blessed. Aki Birikwa. Okay, Birikwa. Okay, sorry, don't mind me. I was looking at it as one. It was looking like a Hausa word, you know. Birikwa. Okay, all right. Thank you so much. I'm grateful. Mrs. Mori Haynes. He said, thank you very much, Mazi Kelechi. I'm grateful. Thank you all. I love you all. Continue the good work wherever you are. We stand together and we get our freedom. Remember, after Sunday, if they don't release Mazi and Kanu, water goes into another dimension. Plan A, Plan B, Plan C, all plans are set. And meet you tomorrow by 1 p.m. Biafra time. Get prepared for another bombshell, another exposition that will blow your mind. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and see you tomorrow. Thank you.